right, sweet. It is Sunday, and you know what that means. It is time for the NASCAR report. As always, I am Wrycape. No Dan or Joey today, so we have some other special guests right under me. We have Johnny on the track. He's been on the show a bunch of times. How you doing, Johnny?
Doing good, Cape. Thanks for having me as always. I guess. Oh no, I'm good now. I was a little lag behind, but good to be here. Excited for Michigan. I think Michigan is an awesome track, underrated. So I think we should have a good race today.
Yeah, it should be a fun one. Next to Johnny on the track, we have a regular here. That'd be Rory Picks. How you doing, Rory?
Oh, I'm doing good. Sitting down here at the beach, feeling the breeze, ocean front, just enjoying myself. And then, fortunate enough to have Rye ask me to come on, and I was like, hell yeah, that'll be awesome down there. I'll take me a little break before I get ready to go out and soak in some beers and sunshine. So, ready to probably not watch a race today, though, unfortunately.
Well, we'll see what happens. Maybe Mother Nature will be nice to us today. So we
Vortex,
also have a
vortex theory.
Vortex. All right. So we also have a special guest. This is his first time on here today or on the show, and that is Zach from Highline Betting. You can find him at Highline Betting, and he does some NASCAR models we are going to talk about. How you doing, Zach?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me, and excited to talk about what I do with my models that I believe sets me different from other NASCAR data providers.
Yeah, I use your stuff religiously. I look at it all the time. Every time you post something, I'm all over it right away. I love it. So why don't we get right into it then? Why don't you tell the people what you do?
Sure. What I think separates me from everyone else is when you get those loop data reports, and it shows you finish position, driver rating, average running position, pass different, quality pass, fast laps, laps led. I do not use any of that information in my model building. Um, I look at race lap by lap data and make my own speed rankings off that. I do not use the NASCAR loop data at all, except for starting position. I do use starting position in there, but other than that, I don't look at or use any of that data.
Yeah, your models are wonderful, and you do all three series.
Yeah, all three. I try to do all three. I commit to Cup at the time, but if I'm doing them, I'll share them in our Discord, and
Yeah,
we'll have a lot more information on that next week dropping.
yeah, perfect. So you want to let people know where they could find you at, where they could get your models,
Yeah,
how to get into Discord, whatnot.
yeah. Right now, if you just want to get in the Discord, you can just reach out to me or Rory Picks or Skybox NASCAR. It's kind of our three thing going to be here, so we're working on that. I'm doing more of a data role, and they're kind of the cappers. I do still bet myself. I'm more of a live better. I kind of like to see everything and then get a lot of money on the fastest car.
Sweet, sweet. So yeah, go make sure you check out at Highline Betting on the brand new X. All right, so we'll go in right into the track facts, see what we like about this Michigan race, and see if we can find any winners. So as I said, this is the Firekeepers Casino 400. This is race number 23 of 36. We are at Michigan Speedway. We are going to be doing 400 miles, which is 200 laps. This is located in Brooklyn, Michigan. This is a wide 2-mile speedway, oval, 18-degree banking. This track opened in 1968. It was last repaved in 2012. My corollary track I'm using is Auto Club. Same 2 miles. Difference is Auto Club is a tire wear track. Michigan is not. You can watch this on USA and listen on MRN. So as I said, this is 2-mile asphalt oval with low to moderate tire wear. It is the home track for General Motors and Ford. It's known for its wide racing surface. It's going to have multiple racing grooves. This week is all about horsepower and fuel mileage. The best races this season have been on the intermediate ovals. A little tidbit about this. 4 drivers have won the last 8 consecutive races at Michigan. Kevin Harvick has won 5 of the past 7. So, as I said, I am looking at guys who have done well here, good strategy drivers. Again, a lot of guys are going to be looking to win the race since playoffs are coming soon. Guys like Chase Elliott, Kevin Harvick need to win. So should be an action-packed race. So, Johnny, you want to tell us who you're looking at?
For sure. So one of the guys I'm gonna start with is a guy that I have not gave out. I didn't give it out on my show. I didn't give it out on my podcast. But after what I saw and looking at the value here, I mean, it's quite frankly ridiculous that you can still get this driver at 14-1. And I apologize. It looks like I'm lagging a little bit, but that's all right. So 14-1, Joey Logano here, plus 1,400. I think at this point, what you just laid out, Ford winning, 7 or 8 of the last races here. He had a really fast car in practice, a fast car in qualifying. I believe he's starting 4th. I think that's a great value to get Joey Logano at. Doesn't have like the best in terms of wins track history here, but you know, I mean, when you think of high speed, right, you think of Joey Logano in most cases. So I like Logano here. And then the other one I'll give out quickly, and I think a lot of people will be on this pick. It's not going to be Bubba. It's not going to be Reddick. It's just going to be the team, 2311. I think both cars, I know they didn't qualify well. They were okay in practice. I mean, not that they qualified bad. They're both starting top 15. But the speed last year here, I mean, Bubba Wallace let this thing slip away, quite frankly. Ty Gibbs had a great run last year when he ran here. I think, you know, Reddick to me is a lot more talented than Ty Gibbs. So I think those two cars, as the kind of run goes on, they're going to find their speed and they're going to have a very, very good race. Both those drivers, I would not be surprised if I see one of them in victory lane. And I like that Logano pick as well, 14-1. I mean, that's crazy.
What's the price on 2311?
2311. I think I got it at 5-1. I'll come back to me on that. I'll get it up.
All right. So I guess I'll go next because I'm also on Logano. I'm high on him this week. So he does have 3 victories here, 2013, 2016, 2019. So obviously none in the new car, but he knows how to win here. He was 4th in this race last season. He has 6 top 10 finishes in his last 8 at Michigan. He has 2 top 4 finishes in his last 3 weeks. So his momentum's good. Performers over the last 2 seasons at wide 2-mile speedways. Joey Logano comes in at number 2. He's 6.3 average in 3 races. He has 3 top 10s. Best career performers at Michigan Speedway. Joey Logano comes in 3rd with 11.3 average, 25 races. He has 3 wins and 18 top 10 finishes. So I'm also high on Joey Logano. I took him to win. I also took him at top 5 at plus 240 on Barstool. The second guy I was looking at was Chase Elliott. So Elliott leads all active drivers with an 8th place finish at Michigan. He has posted top 10s in 10 of his last 12 Cup Series starts here. He was runner-up at Michigan's sister track, Fontana, in February. As I said, Chase Elliott's average finish at Michigan Speedway is 8. So in 12 races, he has 10 top 10 finishes. I don't know that he wins this race, but I think he's going to be in the top. He needs to win. He has a good string of races coming up with Indy and Watkins Glen coming up. So I think he's going to start getting on a run. I think he starts getting on a run this week. And I like Chase Elliott as the top Chevy. I got him plus 600 on Unibet. So any Canby book should have that. You said 8-1 on that 2311 then?
8-1. Yep. 8-1.
Perfect. All right, Rory, what you got for us?
I like old Martin Truex Jr. a lot today, and played him over at Bet Rivers at plus 850. I mean, Marty's been pretty damn good, and even has him interested in coming back next year. So that tells you he's then got a little bit of the love back that I don't think he was feeling too much of last year after that rough season they had, because they've showed up with a lot of speed at basically everywhere you're going to be at. And Martin's a good veteran driver, and if you give him a fast race car, he's probably not going to make many mistakes. And their pit crew's pretty damn good too. And by the way, he also ranks number 1 in Highline's model. So if you're giving me a guy that's number 1 in his model at plus 850, and he qualified fifth, I think, today, pretty sure. And I don't know. He probably had the fastest car at Pocono, and I know these two tracks are a little bit different as far as one's, a triangle, and we're talking about a big trioval here, but it also says speed and being able to get through the corners also. Whoever can hold it wide open through 1 and 2, if they can do it all day long, basically not get out, that's who's going to win this race, I feel like, because they're running wide open through 1 and 2. And I liked what he had to say after practice yesterday. I was listening on the radio as I drove down to the beach, had it on XM during practice, and he seems pretty confident in his car. So that's who I'm basically going with into here. And I also had Bubba coming in early. I should have just waited and got a better number, but I think as this race continuously goes on today, I think Bubba Wallace is going to be somebody that's going to be up there. I mean, he was fast last year here. I know it's a little bit different package this year and whatnot, but I feel like they got the car set up more for race trim, racing in traffic, being able to make passes versus that just straight out raw speed. So that would explain why he qualified a little ways back.
So, and another thing about Truex, he signed an extension yesterday for another year on JGR. So he'll be back in the 19 car next season. I think that's good for him. But yeah, how can you not have Truex on your card? You have anything for us, Highline? Want to critique any of these?
No, I've been on Ross all week, and the number's long gone. It was a 20-1. But I think a top 5 for Ross, I'm able to get that on Caesars right now at plus 170. I think he's probably not the best car today. I think the 2 best cars are Hamlin and Truex today. Their numbers currently, I don't think they're worth betting. Maybe see a couple laps and get them live. But I got Ross right behind those 2. Also, I think the races, it's just about not making mistakes. And, Denny's prone to make mistakes. Bubba's prone to make mistakes. I feel like Ross doesn't make mistakes. His pit crew's good. They're just solid. And so top 5 plus 170, I like that a lot right now.
Yeah, so I know last year when they did this race, Chastain and Bell were pretty much the 2 best cars. Actually, Chastain took Bell out, and they were both done at that point. But yeah, those were 2 guys that I had pre-practice and qualifying were Ross Chastain and Christopher Bell, and I certainly got closing line value. Let's see if they could pull it off.
Yeah, so then
yep, go ahead.
If someone's looking for longer shots, I missed on Bubba earlier in the week. I think he opened like 16 and got quickly bet down. I mean, he is back up to 22. I have him right behind Ross. The thing with him is the pit crew might make a mistake, and also he is in a point situation. So let's say we get a yellow flag, 5 to go in a stage. If you're winning the race, you're coming down and putting tires on. He might stay out and get those extra points. and give up a chance to win the race to look better and get a better points day. So just be aware of that with guys like Bubba. He might give up winning the race to get points.
Yeah, Chase Elliott might do the same. There are a few guys like that. I like Bowman a little bit, but same thing. I think he's going to be on a strategy to points race, win some stages and whatnot. But I guess we'll see what happens. Hopefully, we're racing today.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess we'll recap our bets here, and then you all can plug yourselves, and then we'll get out of here. So for my 2 plays today, I have Joey Logano top 5 at plus 240. I found that on Barstool. I also took him to win. I also have Chase Elliott top Chevy at plus 600 on Unibet. Again, you could probably find that at any Canby book. Go ahead, Johnny.
Yep. So I've got Logano to win 14-1 on good old Rhode Island Sportsbook here. But you can find that number on DraftKings as well, FanDuel as well, right around that number. And then we've got 8-1 for 23-11. Highline makes a great point. I mean, it's going to come down to who the F is going to screw up, right, on Bubba's team. Like, it happens every single week. So, look, the thing I'll add to that is they kind of screwed up last year. So I'm sure they circled this race and said, we just can't screw up, and we're going to be right there at the end. I think it's a good bet. I don't know where Highline has Reddick, but I assume he's probably up there too. So 23-11 and Joey Logano.
So tell people where they can find you at, what you're doing.
Yeah, that'd be good, huh? Johnny on the track at JOTT_podcast on Twitter. That's where, you'll find all my kind of tweets and content, put the cards on there as well. Johnny on the Track on Action Network. And then, of course, Johnny on the Track on YouTube. Been on the NASCAR betting preview show, I know, with Rory. Got a nice partnership growing there. So you can also find my show on their podcast feed. Drops every Tuesday right around 7 p.m. And then, we just preview the what I think are the best bets and picks of the week. So, thanks for having me as always, and excited for the playoffs.
Absolutely. It should be exciting. Go ahead, Rory.
Yeah. Well, we're rolling with a little Martin Truex Jr. at plus 850 over at Bet Rivers. Feel like he's going to be strong and be up there all day long. That team's really gotten it together over there, and James Small is putting together quite a good fast car at every track almost. I mean, they're making the right calls and stuff. He's not putting scuffs on anymore and not telling him and him losing his mind and whatnot like they had happen last year. So I like him. I like Bubba. You can now get Bubba at 22. I seen it, I think, over at Bet Rivers earlier today. Just happened to be scrolling around, but I played it at 16. Like everybody said here, you're always taking a chance when you do take him, but I feel like he's going to be up there. This is right in his wheelhouse of tracks where he runs, typically well and strong at. I mean, Kansas is one of them, and I consider Kansas you can use as a comp track here. So I feel like Bubba will be there towards the end. If they don't screw up, or like y'all said, maybe stay out at the end of one of the stages or something just to try to win it to get 10 points. I mean, I hope they're going for the win. I feel like they think they can win this race. So I like that. And to go back on Highline, high on Chastain, I have one other play I like to roll with is Chastain minus 115 over Reddick on Bet365. I think Chastain's going to be top 5 easily all day long, kind of like he was at California. So I like Chastain a lot today as well.
Yeah, I need to do some Chastain matchups. You want to tell people where they can find you at?
Podcast, everyone can find me over on X, the old Twitter machine, at Rory Picks. And then I have Instagram and TikTok that put some videos out on. So those are easy to find too. I think they're mostly at Rory Picks, maybe with a 69 at the end of them or whatnot. And support me by listening to Laying Coin every week, where me and my man Skybox, we either get on there, sometimes OG style, just him and I, and then most of the time we try to get somebody to come on. So we'll be back in action next week. I thought we put out a pretty good little OG pod this week. That was fun. Kind of went all over the place, but we talked about a lot of interesting things. So I don't know. That's all we do is get on there, drink beer, and try to figure out what to talk about.
Love it. All right, go ahead, Zach.
Yeah, the two bets I'm going to give out are things you can currently get right now. I like Ross Chastain top 5 plus 170. You can get that at Caesars. If you find it better somewhere else, get it somewhere else. I have issues on multiple books. I'll just say that. So I am stuck with what I can get. I also like, I really like Johnny said, this is Bubba's chance. Like, if not now, when? This is his track. It's his style. He's coming off a great run. I can't remember where he finished last week, but he was a top 5 fast car. So I'm going to give you Bubba plus 275 top 5. Gives me a little breathing room in case he messes up or the pit crew messes up, something happens. I got a little breathing room. So I like that bet currently. If you want to support me, you can find me on Twitter. I'm just at Highline Betting right now. If you want to get in the Discord, send me a message or an email at highlinebetting@gmail.com. We have a big week coming up next week. I think the Laying Coin pod has a special guest, a couple of announcements. So I think I'll be on there with them. So it's going to be a fun week. Keep an eye out on X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it.
Hey, Zach, quick question. Where does your model have Harvick?
Harvick. I'm not high on Fords, but let me look it up real quick. Harvick is 15th.
Okay, because I mean, we didn't talk about him, but man, I mean, the guy knows how to win here. He looked like trash yesterday, but who knows?
If you're in my model, it's heavy on practice, and if you're in like NASCAR is fixed for stories, I don't think there's a better story than Harvick winning today, putting both his kids in the car. But yeah, I mean, the model doesn't like him, and that's because he was terrible in practice.
Got it.
He was 28th overall. I do an average of all the laps. I drop some laps that I don't think matter, and so the model's going to hate him.
Gotcha.
But he has the track history part of and that he doesn't really have any current form at the track types this year. His average speed at those, and I use Vegas, Kansas, Nashville was 15th. So, and again, doesn't mean he doesn't have a chance. And I would never fade Kevin Harvick at Michigan. Just means the computer doesn't like him,
Fair enough. Fair enough. Had to ask. Appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem.
Gotta have son on Harvick. All right. So, make sure we're following Johnny on the track on X at JOTT_podcast. Make sure you're checking out Rory's Picks at Rory's Picks and Zach at Highline Betting. I am Wrycape. You can find me at Wrycape pretty much anywhere on social media. You can find me on the Insiders Room Discord. I give out a bunch of free plays all the time. I do my also free plays on pickadvisor.com. You can check that out. I'm also on Winners and Whiners giving out plays. Those are free guaranteed picks. If I lose, you get your money back. So go check that out as well. Next week, we are at the Indy Road Course. We have Highline coming back on. We also have Auto Lotto coming on to give us some Indy car plays. You coming on, Rory?
I don't see why not. We probably can make that happen. I'll be back. So, yeah, probably so, unless something changes. I love coming on here. I appreciate you having me on, Rye.
Sweet. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so make sure you give these guys a follow. Make sure you check out their programs, everything they do. come check me out at the Insiders Room Discord. As I always say, happy race day. Let's cash some tickets.